What?
Good morning, Outlaws. It's been a fun week. Good morning, Kat. Nick Lee, Nick Lee, Nick Lee. Of all the men in the world right now who could possibly be more hated by a bunch of men, Nick Lee is number one. Okay, so recently I covered what was, at the very least, a Twitter profile filled with Nick Lee's information, little bits and pieces of information about him. And this recent uncovering by Heavy Dot, whatever, gives a little bit more information on him. The biggest thing everybody knows about Nick Lee right now is he could be, or he is, the angry voice yelling and screaming at Amouranth as she unmutes her microphone and exposes what was supposedly a 2-hour-long phone call conversation with him to all of her fan base and the world automatically. He yells and screams. Sounds like a guy's really irritated. She cries. Now everybody wants to hang him. However, in this channel, we like, what I say, look for truth. We like to see what is really going on. We know that what we see over here in that conversation, he's accused of wanting to kill the animals or send the horse to the meat market or whatever. However, I didn't hear him say that. And then all we have is text messages screenshotted supposedly from him saying that. Now, if all that is true, eventually that will come out one way or another. Okay, there's 4 million plus people or 5.6 million followers. Somebody is bound to get a hold of that phone number and verify it. What we do know is everything that's presented to us. And right here in this article, we're going to find out a little bit more about him. Okay, so we already talked about the marriage certificate from Sugarland, Texas. We also talked a little bit about his social media, or his Twitter, all that stuff. What's interesting, though, is that these people find out a little bit more information, a few more pictures. Here's a YouTube channel. We already knew that they were married since 2015. We already covered that. Now, supposedly, she's happy. She's got this long sleeve shirt on. She's like, husband is getting help, and she has access to all my accounts and finances again. In one of my other channels, I talked about how I believe it's really her media team controlling everything, and that everybody is a player in this drama game. Reason why is because there's too much going on. And some of her most recent articles, she discussed how, or no, not her, but her media team, her content lead, said, yeah, she's fine. The cops have been here. She's talking to her husband. And I asked a question, why are we getting this information from her content lead and not from her herself? And if the content lead's at the house, and she had that was a dude, she had a female assistant who was checking on her saying, hey, have you taken your medications? It seems like she's always surrounded by people that should have been involved or been aware of what's going on between her and her husband. And Amouranth herself is also a business tycoon, a business powerhouse. You can see it all over the internet if you actually start looking in behind the scenes. You're going to see like she's been investing all that money she's been farming from her fans for quite some time. She's anything but a victim, and honestly she seems perfectly set up to transition to a different life and then throw all the blame onto somebody else, or under the guidance of her media team, throw all the blame on somebody else. We don't know 100%, and honestly I don't think we're ever going to know 100%. Alright, so back to Nick Lee. There we go. That was her talking about whatever. Now, what we do know is that under her husband's profile, Nick Lee, he calls himself a investor. That was the first thing. So this does lead some credence to what Amouranth was saying, that he controlled everything. Maybe he didn't actually control every single password, the device, the account, and she used the word control loosely. Maybe he was just the one making the final financial decisions and talking to her about it, or that they both were talking. Because when you look at a lot of her let's take a look back here. When you actually go and you look at her Twitter feed, the Caitlyn Twitter feed, not Amouranth's Twitter feed, you really see her talk a lot and very professionally about investments, or at least professionally enough. People, of course, will give their comments and say she's crazy, so on and so forth. But she sounds at least like a somewhat beginner investor. Okay, I'm not going to pretend to be an investment expert. I'm not. But someone, and I believe it was them as a couple, were making decisions to purchase gas stations, or not the couple, her finance team. One of the other articles that we covered on, she discusses very much in depth, I believe it's this Kotaku one, that she has a finance team that helps her out and makes decisions for her. Mm-hmm. So it was called into question, like, who is really pulling the strings? Who is really making decisions? Who is setting up the drama? Which is why Jenny and I have come up with 3 theories, and we're not sure which one exactly 100% true. We have more weight on one rather than the other 2, but in the end, it's like, who is really pulling the strings? So it does lead credence to what she's saying with him being like, hey, I'm the investor, blah, blah, blah. He's the guy like trying to make financial decisions behind the scenes with the money that she's earning from all the Twitch streams. And then with her unmuting their conversation, because again, we don't know what she was saying to him before she unmuted. We don't know if they're having a nasty, disgusting argument. She could have been tearing into him too. We don't know. And we're never going to know, because you're never going to see that for sure. I guarantee you that much. Why? Because not only did she control the actual Twitch account, turns out, but the media team is in behind the scenes making sure that she stays under perfect medicated control, as was revealed with her assistant popping in, being like, hey, have you taken your medication? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and let's not get too far off the rails here. Get back onto Nick Lee. But to finish that thought process, there's a lot going on, and it seems like she's always surrounded by team members kind of telling the public what they want them to know. All right, so Lee's Instagram profile, privated, of course. Almost everybody's Instagram profile is privated. Investor, Mini Maxer, that's it right here. One of her streams, I guess according to this article, Amber said one of her streams, the relationship being revealed in the spotlight. It's been rough, but the alternative, keeping it hidden, was messy too. I can't believe people gave up. See, again, that's why I say it's drama. I can't believe people gave up. Like, you have literally, you rake in $1.5 million of people watching you do stuff. Of course, she'd know people would give a crap. People have been trying. There's been this guy named It's a Gundam exposed that she had a marriage like years ago. Supposedly another dude, lesser known YouTuber, supposedly ransom show L of the Day, had like her marriage certificate. So people have given a crap about her, and she knows that. Again, that's why it's like, to me, it seems too much of an act. Oh, I'm finally free. I'm saved. I can do whatever I want now. And I'm like, you're buying gas stations. Oh, not this one. You're buying gas stations. You have investments in stock with Google, Visa, Apple, Amazon. You own a talent company. You got another gas station. One was Come and Go. The other one was 7-Eleven. Yeah. She owns 25% ownership in these things. See right here. You're anything but a victim. Now, are you a victim of domestic abuse? Yes. You can be in a toxic relationship with a spouse, but not be a victim. Meaning, like, yes, you and him might have a vicious spat, but then you're over here being an e-girl, doing your thing and all the other stuff she does, and not be a victim. Okay? Victim of domestic abuse, but not a victim entirely. So, and people don't want to hear that. And I think, honestly, that her now new look with like, oh, I'm free, here's me in my shirt, I'm all running around, like, I I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Was there a toxic relationship, toxic marriage? Absolutely. It's almost impossible not to have a toxic relationship when you are involved in the porn industry. Like, that's just not a recipe for success with any kind of relationship. Some porn actresses, I'm sure, have that very rare diamond in the rough with another dude. But that's about it. Okay, let's get back to Nick Lee, though. Okay, now here is a part again that leads more credence to the possibility that he's the one making all the investment decisions. But again, she brags about her finance team on many of these articles making decisions for her. Okay, here we go, right here. For her financial team, which advises her through what she calls safe, sticky investments in companies like Visa, Google, Twitch, gas stations, inflatable pool manufacturers, and so on. And this article was released on September 1st. When you actually start looking into it, and this is why, when you look into it, not everything falls all neatly in place. A lot of questions come up. And honestly, I find this whole story fascinating from the very beginning because it shows behind the scenes what's going on with a lot of these Twitch streamers and how they set up such a fake facade. And that's what everybody has to remember, like a lot of people get very angry about, is that they want to defend her to the death as if everything she's presented has been 100% real, and not realizing that you're defending a facade. You're defending a character. You're not defending Christina. A lot of these people come and defend Caitlyn, whatever. See, I forgot her name. Caitlyn, sorry. Who's Christina? I don't know. Next time. But you're defending a character who doesn't exist. Why? Because that character is encouraging you to give that person more money so that she can make real life investments and become a huge business tycoon. And that's what she is. She's a business tycoon. People like that are generally not victims. Yeah, they can be involved in very toxic relationships and they should get out of it. I'm not saying she should tolerate it. And if she's being abusive and toxic towards Nick Lee, I don't think he should tolerate it either. I think they're both terrible for each other. But that's unfortunately normally the reality when you are married and you're in the porn industry. Or you're just a controlling psycho. Pick which one. Or, like I said, the media team, the publishing team, the production team, all these people behind her that are supposedly her employees. Again, like a lot of these articles, she discusses these people as if they are her employees. Doesn't add up. Anyways. Okay, so here's them representing her as Ray. And these people have done their homework. He has registered multiple businesses in Texas along with Caitlyn. Which businesses? This article does not discuss. But I'll read it for you. Texas public records show that Nick Lee and Caitlyn Michelle Saragusa are both listed on documents for LLCs they registered in the state. The businesses appear to be related to Amouranth's media career. So maybe that is true. Again, if they're married, they're obviously both going to register for a business. Because I don't know the state laws in Texas, obviously. I don't live there. I wish I did live there. I really, really wish I lived there. But, yeah, you probably have to register if you are a couple or they made that decision together as a couple. Amouranth's streaming and modeling careers have been highly profitable. Yes, they have, according to her social media posts. Well, not according to social media, according to reality. Unless she's hiding and lying about that, too. Okay, in July 2022, Amouranth revealed on Twitter her OnlyFans account generates nearly $1.5 million per month. She also has sponsorship deals, yep, and makes money off of Twitch, yep, as well as other business ventures, yes. Like I said, business tycoon. All right, in 2021, Amouranth signed a deal with Playboy's OnlyFans competitor, Centerfold. Yeah, lots and lots and lots and lots of cash. Anyways, here's him flexing, I guess, whatever. Is he Brock?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be Brock.
He's Brock, okay. I don't know who this weirdo is. And I guess that's a female Ash making a weird face. Almost looks like Psyduck. Several years. Okay, so Lee was born in Taipei, Taiwan, and has lived in Texas for several years. You can see in photos Amouranth posted before her career took off. Yes. So what we have here is a couple that were together a long time ago. Like, they got married 7, almost 8 years ago now. And obviously they were dating way before that, unless Nick Lee brought something with him from Taiwan that benefited Amouranth at the time and helped her boost her career, or vice versa. We don't know. But what we do know is, yep, born in Taipei, Taiwan, according to the marriage license. Public record, so he lived in Texas, in the Houston area for several years, and family members also live in that area. He also has lived in Brooklyn, New York, records show. Now, here's again, it's like during one of her streams, Amouranth says she wanted to reveal her marriage and talk about her husband in the past. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Like, she makes a fortune off of playing a single woman, our young girl, hiding out in her room, just talking to boys all day. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you look at her room, you look at, let's see if we can find...
Or studio, probably.
Her studio. It's a studio. I mean, again, you have content leads hanging out in the background. You have... I mean, it could be a house, but it's probably a house that's been converted into a studio. And you look back here, this looks like a teenage girl's room. It's designed that way. It's designed to look that way. You got the awkward stripper pole in the background, so that's obviously not part of the teenage girl's room. But generally, if I look at this...
21-year-old girl's room.
Sure. There we go. College girl's room. We'll go with that one. That's what it looks like. Same thing with Adriana Chechnik. We just saw her a second ago with whoever this dude is with the hair. It doesn't look like a grown, like, late 20-year-old woman's room. That just...
Who's a business tycoon.
Yeah, who's a business tycoon. It's like, I'm sure her real bedroom looks way fancier, has designer... Hi, Cat. Has designer stuff in it, all sorts of things. So, again, there's just too many things going on in the background that I can't ignore. I know a lot of people want to ignore it. There's something here that doesn't make any sense. Honestly, then during the stream, because remember, she's only going to show her fans what she wants the fans to see. Okay? She chose when to unmute it, and that's where a lot of people don't realize. It's like when you go in a legal realm, you have, of course, the voice recording of him losing his mind. It's abusive. It's not good. The guy's like, I'm going to turn you to 0. She tries to throw things in his mouth saying, you said you're going to murder the dogs, blah, blah, blah. He never admits to it. And he also says, no, that's not what I said. I'm telling you. Like, it's a toxic relationship. It's awful. Okay? But again, she's only letting the fans hear what she wants them to hear. And then, like right here, it's like, we ruin the business model. And then during the stream where she reveals it, she's like, you want me to tell him single? It's about to be true. That's drama. Drama, 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 drama. That's all it is. Okay, so that's a little bit more information about Nick Lee. We've confirmed a little bit, at least his Instagram profile. We confirmed some of the things we already talked about in the last Twitter. And we've also discussed, again, more about her business deals, how it could relate to him, how he could be involved, how they're both working to get these investments, and unveil the curtain a little bit. Jay and I have now come up, like we said earlier, with 3 theories. One of the theories I think holds the most weight. The rest of them, the other 2 of them, not so much, but they're high possibilities. Again, I don't think anybody's ever going to know unless it actually goes to court, which I don't think it's going to go to court. I think we're about to see the most unrealistically clean divorce of all time. If I'm wrong, we'll cover that too. Until then, we'll see you next time, Outlaws. Bye.